Alright, here is the video review for Leader Class Studio Series DINOBOT SLUG with Daniel. Showed up today from TF Source and super excited to have him in. Daniel, real quick, we're going to can sit on SLUG using the same kind of pegs that Wheelie had, and otherwise is a lot like Wheelie. It's the exosuit with a solid plastic dome, so there's no face. The arms don't appear to move at the body, but there's a ball joint where the that gray piece meets the forearm. So you got 4 ball joints and hard posed limbs, so it can't really stand. Can sit and ride SLUG, and this is all I'm talking about. This is okay. I guess it's nice that they're including extra little bits with these guys, but would have rather had their swords instead of Wheelie and Daniel here. But you know, that's how they're packaging them. I guess it's nice they give us a little something extra. Honestly, I'm just happy to have my DINOBOT friends. And yeah, it's SLUG, and he is SLUG now. And I had a whole, as I often do when I do some of these renamed Transformers, I had a bit about blah, 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 you know, we remember him as. And then I realized that it's kind of, and if I'm going to pontificate a little bit here, and maybe I'm misguided, but it feels like even though we're talking about toys, it's still the same kind of disrespectful mentality of when you don't refer to somebody by a new name or a new pronoun that they prefer when they've told you that. So SLUG has told us that he is SLUG. So he's SLUG from now on. And I know that that seems silly, but I think when people tell you what their name is, you should respect it. So, like I said, I'm just trying to work on that mentality. I'm trying to be more readily, like just have my natural default be to use they when I'm not aware of pronouns, because you can't go wrong with that. I mean, when somebody tells you what they prefer, by all means follow it. In this case, we can refer to SLUG as him or he because the bio on a package specifically says DINOBOT SLUG excuses himself as he stomps over a crushed Quintesson prosecutor. So, again, SLUG has told us who he is, and he is SLUG. And so rather than continue arguing over the name change, he is SLUG. And he's fun. Look at him. He's a cute little potato with horns. He's a Triceratops. He's super fun to chunky chomp, 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 clomp around. And it's a nice version of SLUG. I like getting these guys in this large size, appropriately sized Dinobots. It was nice to see the whole team back in, was it Power of the Primes that they came out as a combiner? Because it wasn't Combiner. Yeah, it was Power of the Primes. Anyway. Was it Combiner Wars? Yeah. That whole series of the Prime Wars trilogy all blends together for me at this point. But yeah, he's fun. He's cool. Here he is with Grimlock. And I only left Grimlock's gun attached in Dino mode because Grimlock's dinosaur gun storage it works, it stays on, it's a little awkward. SLUG has his gun in his tail, and it kind of it extends the tail a little bit because it is a kind of stumpy tail without it. But it stores right back here in the tail. You can pop it off if you want him to have a stumpy gold tail and you don't like the way the gun looks in it. There you go. You can plug it in right. Well, his crest gets in the way. You can have it kind of firing off to the side or even defending his rear. Well, no, it won't even really fit in there either. But he's got ports all over him. You can plug it in back here if you wanted. If you didn't prefer, well, boy, all of these are just awkwardly posed so you can put a bunch of other stuff in there, but not really his gun. I guess you could put it right here. That would work. But that looks a little bit more awkward. But it does store in his tail, and I dig it. So yeah, but that starts the transformation process if you want to just pop that gun out. And yeah, real quick before we get to transformation, his mouth does open. And I like the way this works, because that is like his whole head and some of the chest plate hiding up in the mouth. But I like the way that like they made it in such a way like his head does fold up. Like obviously the chest plate doesn't. This is not his lower jaw like it was in the old toy. But the mouth folds up from the chest and yet still hides the head. Like there's not an obvious head sitting up there inside of his dinosaur head when you open his mouth. So Transformer, we can go ahead and lift these wings up. And then open up the chest piece here, like that. And then his arm and torso. Oh, actually, you gotta untab the crest pieces there and bring the torso pieces out like that to the side. There, you can see that dual hinge there. It should come out a little further. Yeah, push it back. And then this whole piece folds down and into his body. This should also come down. Oh, there we go. Maybe like this. Now maybe open that up. Fold that down to his chest. Lift his head up. Then we can close that up. Then you can close the chest piece back up once his head is up and out. I feel like that. No, it's all right. Okay, it doesn't go any further than that. And then these pieces just kind of flip up onto his shoulder. You can leave them flat. I think they come packaged flat like that, but you can flip those up. I'll leave these panels open. These just kind of fold up into, fold up and then fold up into there. Fold up and then fold up into there. And then you untab, like get the tail up, pull out. This piece tabs in between the legs. There is a gap between the legs here. Make sure that that tabs in there, and then there's a couple of bits on the tail that tab into the backs of the feet. But lift that whole assembly up like that. You can kind of flip his crest. Oh, that's just okay, whatever. Oh, there we go. Snap that down into place there. Flip those up. I think untab the legs and bring them down like that. And rotate his waist around. His arms, his fists flip out, and then rotate around. I don't know why. I mean, like, it looks like. Oh, I guess you do have to flip them around to get them to fit. Yeah, they won't fit with it unless you rotate them. Let's say it has you rotate the fists, and it seems weird to me. But there's a little ridge there, right on that gray tab. There's a little ridge you can get your. You can see it right there. You can get your fingernail into to flip the fists out, and bring those down. This comes up onto the back, the wings come up. This piece folds in, like up into here, right? Yeah, like that. The hinge folds up, and that whole piece locks. And then this comes up, folds down and around, so the tail kind of covers those thrusters. The wings come out like that. And you can have this, if you'd prefer, be SLUG in robot mode, with the dinosaur legs on the outside, kind of like the old toy. But if you'd rather be a little bit more streamlined with it, tuck those away and not have these hollow thighs back here, there's a little hinge piece here that flips up, and then you'll lift the feet up, rotate the dinosaur foot back into there. You rotate that hinge up and then close that hinge back up. And now you've got it safely stored away, a little bit cleaner robot mode, and no hollow thighs. Or shins, like calves, I guess. There he is in robot mode. You can hold his pistol, and apparently you can get Daniel just sit on his shoulder. He's got a little peg here. You can have him peg into the shoulder if you want him to ride in the same way Wheelie did. But I mean, again, just put it in a bin. Like, I didn't even dig Wheelie out. He's in a bin somewhere. I haven't gotten rid of him. He's somewhere, but whatever. So yeah, let's lift this up just a smidge to get his whole dino head in there. But he does have a ball joint at the head. You have to kind of lift his dino head up to get to, but then he can snap back in. But his head's posable. He's got ratcheting shoulders front to back, and then just a hinge side to side. Bicep swivels, hinged elbows, wrist swivels, waist swivel, ratcheting hips front to back, swivel hips side to side, thigh swivel, ratcheting knees to about 90 degrees, ankle tilt, no really toe posability there. One of the other things you can do, that should stay latched in a little better than that. You can, the way this tab works, you can actually, it's supposed to flip down and lock into place like that, but once you lock it into place like that, if you'd prefer, I don't know why this is having such a hard time staying locked in up here. But you can fold it up along his back like that. It makes him a little bit thicker this way, but if you don't want that hanging down there, it doesn't really, with the wings and such, it doesn't add a whole lot of bulk here as opposed to sliding it in and tucking it up on here. Come on. The whole, come on, assembly, go in. There we go. There we go. It doesn't have much more bulk than having it sit there. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do it, but it is possible. And here he is with Leader Class Grimlock. Nice, big, strong Dinobot. Slug's a little taller than Grimlock, but hey. Here they are with Kingdom Optimus. And just for fun, on the show, let me get them around here. Here they are with G1 Snarl. So I'm hoping, I mean, all the rumors are pointing to the fact that we're going to get, it may not necessarily all be in the Studio Series line, but we're going to get Studio Series compatible, friendly, in the same design scheme as these, all 5 of the Dinobots. So, you know, Swoop, Sludge, fingers crossed for Snarl. But yeah, they're fun, they're great. Can't wait to have the whole team in this scale, in the same design aesthetic, or design, you know what I mean. I've been told several times I use aesthetic wrong, and I probably do. So anyway. But there is Leader Class Dinobot Slug with Permanently Poopin' Daniel. That's what we're going to call him now. That's his gimmick name, because he's just kind of squatting all the time. Thanks for watching. Be safe, be healthy, be kind to each other, and we'll see you soon.